Welcome to week 15 and vlog discussion number 12. I am Lucero Bass and I want to dive to this week's readings. So, first, I would like to start with Women and the Rise of Raunch Culture by Ariel Levy or Levi. I really thought this essay was very interesting. It honestly gave me a new perspective of how women see women empowerment nowadays. I personally didn't really like the perspective or the tone of the writer when describing, how now women empowerment is for women to feel like a man. I know she stated that people feel that way, and I feel like I've never really heard women say that before. Usually, from personal experiences, from women, from friends, and everything, a lot of this did not apply. I did not understand what Levi was trying to say. I do understand her viewpoint, but I thought it wasn't very valid because it was too much of personal opinion. And overall, I thought it was very interesting the way she thinks that and has told her experience of other women telling her how um, women empowerment was feeling to be like a man. We as women now, this really does is validating because it can relate to every woman's current experience, and we can all talk about how we can feel empowered. But I do think it's not nice to invalidate how others feel about themselves and what makes them feel empowered and good. And I do think that the perspective is kind of wrong. I feel like the reason why women are now feeling empowered by stuff that we never were told to feel empowered by, and that is majority because of men putting these ideals and standards in our heads. And I feel like if we want to feel sexually aware and sexually free, there are people can do it any way that they would like to. And I think Levi's point of view, I can see where she was coming from, but I think it's about, being degraded and then taking all those different kinds of things and stereotypes of women and, owning it, being proud and owning it. And I think that's the point that Levi didn't make, was that now women empowerment, the reason why, stuff that used to bring us down, why we now gladly will feel empowered by, that's why. But besides that, I want to dive into pop culture's transgender moment, why online TV is leading the way, by Sonali Kohli. I really like this essay. It mentioned, Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black, and I love that show. So, really reading this essay, I knew what they were talking about. I know about the character, and I think it's amazing. I think using the example of Orange is the New Black fits perfectly as there is transgender representation as well as the LGBTQ community is represented in the show by its characters. And I do think it's true the way it says that transgenders actors should be portrayed right on film or on series of TV shows. They should be, you know, represented correctly, because it was talking about how some other characters, transgender characters before, were not they were not portrayed right. And transgender audiences do not get the enough representation about how they're feeling in the characters on TV shows and movies. But besides that, what I learned from this essay, I thought it was so interesting, where it said, or they were portrayed as sex workers. GLAAD found that from 2002 to 2012, 1 in 5 transgender TV characters was a sex worker. I think that is crazy to think that that's how little the representation in the industry is that transgender actors have to literally become sex workers in order to survive. And I think this is an important message that we can carry out, to the real world. We need to put more representation for those communities that do not get their chance to be spotlighted. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed.